2,
3, 4.
Hi. Hello everybody, my name is Joel Fernandez. I'm here to talk about the idea of implementing armed teachers into our schools. Begin with, schools with armed security will provide a fighting chance if a shooting does occur into our schools. I'll also explain that armed teachers will provide a great security with morale with it. And then I'll finally talk about how the addition to armed security or armed teachers and the cost effectiveness of it is great. Beginning with the fighting chance. The incident that happened in 2022, the Uvalde school shooting, was covered by Lomi Creel in Texas Tribune 2024 this year. She covers that the shooting led to 19 students, 2 teachers to be killed, and 17 to be injured with it too. The reason that there's so many high casualties and injuries was that the police had hesitation, training and leadership, and the procedures that led to so many be killed and injured. In addition to that, and there is high position people in the schools that are having a pro-gun attitude to our schools. Caitlin Peets covers a superintendent in 2023 in Ed Week by covering that they want to add high security safes, vests, and specialized training for those teachers. The specialized training will include to be less mistakes that occur during the situation and to ever occur. And then the added policy and teachers will provide them a fighting chance instead of waiting to be saved. I'll also explain how greater security improves schools' morale. First, a study in 2022 by Police One did a poll on 1,000 students. These 1,000 students were about the feelings on armed teachers being implemented to their schools. Out of the 1,000, 61% felt that they would be safer if armed teachers would be added. 10% had no opinion over it, and only 29% actually felt they would be less safe with armed teachers to our schools. With such a great majority, it's more of a given. The events leading up to Uvalde, teachers started to carry baseball bats and finding ways to hide themselves around the school to prevent themselves from being injured or killed during a school shooting. Inside Edition 2022 covers the monitor doors and other security measures that go into saving that school. This, however, affects the school morale negatively. This also adds that New Mexico had school staff that were carrying weapons with themselves that had no other problems with it. And finally, the cost effectiveness of it. In fact, adding teachers aren't as expensive as most people think, and according to Alex Samuel in 2018 Texas Tribune, training is the majority of the cost. Training itself is $500, and the addition of adding guns, holsters, ammo, and magazines will cost itself $650 too. Altogether, it's $1,150 to add these specialized training and weapons. This is the cost per marshal too, so again, per teacher. The cost of this is also, again, expensive to most people, but what is the cost of a student, or $200? Also, there was a conference between parents and students on the major incident that happened in Major Statesman Douglas High School. This was brought up because of Donald Trump bringing up the idea of solutions to fix school shooting or to prevent it. As mentioned by Philip Bump in 2018 Washington Post, every 5 teachers, so 1 of 5 teachers, will cost itself to the United States $718 million, with $180 million going to the gun itself, the Glock 17. This again is cheap compared to a child's life, so there's no excuse to it. Today I covered and try to convince you the idea of adding armed teachers to our schools. I showed you armed teachers can and will provide a fighting chance for those involved. Next, I've also explained greater security of morale comes with it too. And finally, I showed you how cost effective it truly is. Thank you for listening to my speech, and have a good day.
1,
2,
3,
4. Bye.
done?